Hi there, Xavier and Dana. Hope you guys are having a nice week so far. This is your video lesson for today. 3 things I want to talk about. I'll go down the list. If you have any questions, as usual, feel free to shoot them back to me, or for me to look at anything. I don't mind doing that either. So let's get to it. So first thing is horizontal hand. Now that we're kind of making our way into the middle of book 1, we're going to be wrapping up, not really wrapping up, we're going to be moving into another chapter with the D scale. But we got to get his hands set up fast. So we have all perpetual motion to get this down. Perpetual motion is usually a big project, so we have some time. So first thing is for horizontal hands, setting up the hand to play in the D scale, which is that scale right there, and then we'll go up there eventually. So to play that, is that we need to get that hand set for horizontal position. So what you're gonna do, you see these lines right here on Xavier's hand and your hand too. And you're gonna take that and you're gonna bring that up to the guitar, and you're gonna be in what's called second position. Guitar has different positions up here: first position, second position, third position, fourth position. We're gonna start moving around in different positions on the guitar. Whenever the index finger is based around a fret, then you're gonna say that's in second position or third position. So if my first finger is hanging around the second fret on here, you would say that you're in second position. So you're gonna take his hand and you bring it up, and so that way it kind of like lines up those lines on his hand, right? If I push here, I'm not sure you can see that, but yeah, it lines up right along right here. So you have your hand lined up, your wrist is gonna be straight, or his wrist will be straight, like this. And then your thumb is gonna be behind where the second finger is. So if you were to do like this right here, my thumb is more over towards my middle finger. So you bring it up and your hand will be kind of almost like this right here, with ever so slight maybe into the third finger territory, but mostly over the second finger, right? And you just bring your hand up, keep the thumb behind where that second finger is, right? So like I said, this will be like right about there. And then I just simply want him to bring his hand up there. Thumb will be a bit high on the back of the neck. So the thumb is actually pretty well up there. Thumb on the back of the neck. And just practice keeping those fingers arched and poised over top of the frets this week. Don't worry about putting any fingers on there. We're just going to make sure our fingers are just hovering right over top, right? So one more time, horizontal hand. You bring the hand up to the fretboard. Thumb is going to be a bit high on the back of the neck. Your fingers will be curled based around second position, because that's where the first finger is hanging out. And you'll be bumped up against that fretboard. So you'll be touching the wood of the neck right there. And then second thing I want you to talk about is start listening to perpetual motion. This one's a tricky one because it's a lot of notes and it's pretty long. That's why this and Rigadoon are probably gonna be the biggest, like longest projects that we're gonna have for book 1. And then it's nice smooth sailing into ending book 1 into book 2. So start listening to that. Really need to listen to these songs all the time, because as they get longer and more complex, the more it's like, oh, it takes more than just muscle memory, which is why we're also starting to learn how to read notes too, because at some point these pieces get so complex. Like, yeah, there are people in the world who can like learn a Bhagavad by ear. I don't think I'm one of them necessarily, but there are people like that in the world. But we want to start getting that note reading down and start listening to music more. That way we can take on these longer and more complex pieces. And then number 3 is the crescendo and allegretto. So in the second half of the allegretto, we have that. Right, we have that first part right there. We have a crescendo, which is going from quiet to louder. So see, I got quiet there first. What I would do is practice that on an open string first. So I would maybe practice, say, on like the note G. Practice getting louder and then getting quieter. Decrescendo. Another crescendo. Crescendo getting louder. And then decrescendo getting softer. And see if you can practice doing that consistently. And then once you can do consistently on an open string, then you can try it maybe with like the G tonalization, so you can practice going from quiet to loud. So, and then get to the top, and get quieter. One more time. Just like that. That way when you play, straight wrist right there. All right, so those are the 3 things I want you to work on. Like I said, if you have questions you like me, or anything you like me to look at, I'm more than happy to take a look at that. So, all right, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.